To those of you who are not familiar with who I am, in 2009, I went through a very difficult, very challenging personal crisis that affected, I think, almost the whole country. This is my book, and it is about my personal journey, how I overcame my online shame.
Finally, matapos ang mahabang taon ay binasag na ni MARICAR Reyes ang kanyang matagal na pananahimik sa iskandalong kinasangkutan niya taong 2009 at kung paano daw niya ito hinarap at nalampasan. Ayon pa kay MARICAR, ito daw ang pinakamadilim na bahagi ng buhay niya. At hindi daw naging madali ang proseso sa kanyang personal healing at kung paano niya hinarap at nalampasan ang online shame. Ito raw ang nag-udyok kay MARICAR na isulat ang kanyang karanasan sa kanyang libro na may title na MARICAR.
Sobra ako na heartbroken when I heard these things from them, when they send me DMs sa social media pages ko. Pero at the time, hindi ko alam paano sila sagutin. Kasi kahit ako mismo, kahit 2013, I was married and mukha naman akong okay. There's still a lot of stuff inside of me na hindi ko pa na-work out. Parang things were not as clear to me enough to teach. So yun, so minsan 'di ba pag may humingi sa ng advice tapos hindi mo naman magawa yung sarili mong advice, it felt like that na parang kung magbibigay ako ng advice back in 2013, hindi rin siya magiging buo kasi kahit ako rin hindi ko rin magawa yung gusto kong gawin. To those of you who are not familiar with who I am, in 2009, I went through a very difficult, very challenging personal crisis that affected, I think, almost the whole country.
Hindi man direktang sinabi ni MARICAR kung ano ang personal crisis na ito sa kanya noong 2009, pero hindi naman lingid sa publiko ang pagkasangkot niya sa iskandalo kasama si Hayden Ko na umabot pa sa Senado. Pero hindi kailanman nagsalita o nagbigay ng pahayag si MARICAR noon. Pero ngayon ay handa na ngang ibahagi ni MARICAR ang kanyang side of the story sa kanyang autobiography book na matapang na idinitalya ang kanyang long journey to personal healing. Post pa ni MARICAR sa IG, "My solo book is finally out. 2009, the year when a crisis changed my life. 13 years have passed and I've chosen not to talk about it. Until now. Today, I'm finally telling my side of the story. How I bounced back from the darkest chapter of my life. Be one of the first to know about my journey towards overcoming online shame. I hope my story will help or inspire you to find a way out of your dark situation, whatever that may be. Remember, you are not alone, and there is always a way out. Laging may solusyon."
So it took a long time from 2009, from the start of, the bad thing that happened to me publicly, until 2022, mga 12 years. It took 12 years for me to write this book. So sobra siyang meaningful sa akin. It took a long time to heal and process. Kaya, actually, yun yung parang message ko for tonight. This short live. Aside from telling you guys about that book, not only that, parang gusto ko lang sabihin na, if you guys are going through something that is mabigat, or something na, mahirap and you don't know how to solve it, ganyan, parang, there's really a process. And don't be too hard on yourself if you feel like, parang at tagal. Kasi ako nga, di ba, 12 years bago ako naging okay enough to really talk about it. And, there are still people who are disrespectful in their comments, whatever. Parang, ngayon lang ako nagkaroon ng stability to really just, okay, ganyan ka eh. Di ba, ano magagawa natin? So, it took me 12 years to get to a point that I'm stable enough to talk about it and actually, have a heart to help people. So, kung meron ka pinagdadaanan na mabigat, it will take time. Parang mindset mo na yung sarili mo na it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Ito naman ang nakalagay sa kung ano nga ba ang libro ni MARICAR. In 2009, MARICAR was involved in a crisis that destroyed her reputation. For years, she chose to keep quiet about the specifics of what she went through. Speaking out back then would do more harm than good. But now, it's time to share her story for women who feel devastated, hopeless, and want to heal. At sa mga nagtatanong, bakit kailangan pa niyang isulat ang mga bagay na gusto na niyang kalimutan? Sagot ni MARICAR sa isang post, "Why write a book about an event I would rather forget? Here's why." Ibinahagi ni MARICAR ang isang mensahe mula sa taong nakabili na ng kanyang libro. "Binigay ko yung book sa friend ko. Na-diagnose siya ng anxiety disorder. Isang araw lang daw tinapos yung book. And to this day, 3 times na niyang binasa. Sobrang nakatulong daw sa kanya. Natuwa ako naka-receive ako ng message from her today na nakatulog daw siya first time na walang melatonin supplement. Thank you so much for sharing your story."
Why I only write this book now? Kasi ngayon lang siya naging clear. For many years, especially after I got married, ang daming babae nagsusulat sa akin sa social media, nagpi-PM sila sa akin. Parang, how did you get over your crisis? How do you forgive someone who has hurt you so much? What do you do when you're betrayed? Ang daming babae na nakaka-relate sa akin and spoke. Every year, things got clear. I was able to put into words what a person needs. What I went through, I was able to put it into words better so that when someone reads it, mas magiging klaro sa kanila na walang added bigat or bitterness na baka mapasa ko to the reader. I think this is the right time. Right? Especially in our own hearts. If there are things in our own hearts that need to be fixed, yun ang mabigat at matagal. So don't be too hard on yourself. And yun nga, parang be patient with the process. And actually, that's one of the reasons why I wrote the first few chapters of the book. Kasi parang kailangan mong tingnan yung... I started with one of the first chapters is like, I don't know if you can see. Yan, yung mga childhood pics ako, and I went through how I was as a kid, how I made decisions up until the point of my crisis. Talagang I went through it kasi I want to give the reader an idea how to go through your own life. Kasi kung meron kang pinagdadaanan ngayon na mabigat. Ayun, so parang I really went through the process of talking to the reader about, ang dami namin technical difficulties. I tried to go through, in this book, the first 2 chapters, I really went through parang, saan na ba ako? Yun, how I made decisions as a child, how I went through, parang how I dealt with conflict, yung mga ganong tanong.